Syracuse Board of Zoning Appeals meeting for December 18, 2025 is now in session. The first order of business is to approve the minutes from the September 25th, 2025 meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion.
Is there a second to the motion?
I second.
Any modifications or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? No. Abstentions? No. The minutes are officially adopted. The board will now conduct the public hearing on today's agenda. First, the applicant or the applicant's representative will state the reasons for the requested variance and present any material or documentation which is to be considered regarding the proposal. Next, persons wishing to speak in favor of the proposal will be given the opportunity to address the board. Then persons who wish to speak in opposition will be allowed to address the board. Finally, the applicant or representative will be given the option to make any closing arguments or comments to the board. Following the public hearings this afternoon, the board may make a decision on each application heard. The board may also decide to hold its decision until the next public hearing. If the hearing is closed, no additional information will be allowed into the record except for information that the board has requested. That information will be available for public viewing at the zoning office in 1 Park Place, 300 South State Street. Staff will now introduce the first application.
First up, we have one new business item. It's a use variance V-25-10. The applicant is seeking relief to establish an additional dwelling unit at a pre-existing apartment complex located at 99 McDougal Place. Owner applicant is Catamount Properties LLC. This is an R1 zone district.
Okay, is the applicant here? And anyone that comes up to the microphone, please state your name and your address.
Hello, my name is Lauren Monfort. I'm an attorney for the applicant. My business address is 120 East Washington Street, Suite 312, Syracuse, New York, 13202. With regards to our application, we did submit our application materials, which I hope that you have in front of you. As part of our application to add an additional basement apartment to one of 3 buildings on the site, we have provided color photographs of the apartment site, the streetscape, as well as the completed apartment. We've also provided site plans and floor plans, as well as exterior building elevations. I think that the unique part of this application was that my understanding is that it had already been presented and approved, and my client completed construction of the apartment. However, the permits had since expired, and she was then informed that the apartment was not in compliance. So we are seeking final approval now and essentially sanctioning of this apartment that had been completed in reliance on the prior approvals.
Any questions from the?
Do you know why obviously you got the approval back in 2010?
Yes.
What took so long for renovations and?
Yes, and my client is here too. They can probably speak with more knowledge on the delays. I believe that it was just construction delays, COVID obviously, and then my client owns a number of properties in the Syracuse area, and those had took kind of more precedence over this project. Okay.
Question to staff, is the intent here is previously approved for 15 units. This is just for the additional 14th unit that's been constructed. They would have to come back if they were looking for the 15th apartment?
Yes, so, and just to back up, like, can you clarify, because based on our records, it seems permit was applied for but never picked up, but you mentioned construction was completed without a permit, without a building permit?
I believe a building permit was granted.
Well, our record shows never picked up, therefore never obtained.
If you give me a minute, I actually think I have a building permit in my file. And I will say the original application was for 1 unit at 99 and 1 unit at 98, and only 1 unit was completed, which is why we're coming to you today asking for just that 1 completed unit to be approved.
You'll note also on page 31 of the staff report that there was a 12-month requirement that construction be completed within 12 months, and I believe the applicant got an extension in 2000. What year was it, Nate? They were granted their last extension in 2013, but nothing's been sought since that time.
And I do have this 2013 building permit that's for 98 McDougal. That was the one that was completed. When was it?
So, I mean, this is just a placard, right? It doesn't, Nate, was this is just the issuance of a placard, so like, it looks like you got it for 98, but this is for a different building.
98 McDougal?
Correct.
So my understanding is that there's 3 buildings that make up the apartment complex. And 98 McDougal is the building that we are seeking approval for the completed basement apartment. The application was originally submitted under 9998 McDougal because we were going to do 1 apartment in 99 and 1 apartment in 98.
Well, according to my record here, it says we are talking today about number 99. And you're saying 99 was done years ago?
The address of the lot is 99,
Well,
but there's multiple.
There's 3 buildings, like
Yes.
7, 8, and 9.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So the address is 99 McDougal.
For today, the one you're asking for the approval of, correct?
So maybe it's easier to say the mailing address, but the building on that address is 98. So the lot itself is known, as I understand it, as 99 McDougal. 99 McDougal has 3 buildings on it, 97, 98, and 99.
Okay.
And so today, this request is for building 98 at 99 McDougal Street. Does that make sense?
I know what you're saying, but according to the documents that we received from the headquarters, it's 99 is the building in question.
Okay, so that might have been
Their request
an
is for
error.
98 in what they've submitted to staff, but obviously, as she's mentioned, the property
Yeah, I know what you
address is
mean,
99. So it's clear in what they've submitted.
Yeah.
I see where
makes
the
sense,
issue
yeah.
needs to be confirmed by staff.
We're,
Because when I drove down there looking and putting it in the GPS, 99, I
Sure.
guess it didn't come even, it was, you've arrived and there's 3 buildings, so I figured one was 97, 8, and 9, but 99, I didn't even see a 99 number,
yeah. No, and we acknowledge that the apartment at 99, the building 99 McDougal was never started, never commenced. We're not here to talk about any apartment in the building of 99 McDougal. Just
Okay.
the building of 98
And number
McDougal.
98, all right.
Yeah.
I would hope that if there would be an emergency and you'd call 911, they could actually find the building if they're not clearly labeled, 98, 99. Because that one building wasn't labeled at all. I'm from driving in the street. I didn't see any address on it.
I understand your concern. If that's something you'd like addressed as part of this application, I'm sure we'd be happy to do that.
Are you aware of the other conditions if we were to seek approval today on the application in terms of the screening and the striping for the parking lot?
Yes, so I had an opportunity to talk to my client about that. The weather this December has been unusually Syracusean. But yes, they are aware of the screening requirement and will comply with that. Absolutely.
Was the intent upon the initial application back in 2010 to do that as well? And that was part of, it just took time and things happened, COVID, et cetera, that you didn't get to those additional conditions?
So I'm being told that they did stripe the parking lot, but yes, as to the screening of the dumpster itself, yes.
And as of right now, trash is adequately controlled and everything else, and there hasn't been issues, but you understand the request to install screening and everything, and that they'll be in compliance?
In our understanding of it, yes.
Okay.
I'm a little perplexed as to why this was approved in 2010. Because I don't see any evidence that without this unit, they can't realize a reasonable return on investment.
Technically, they should have a pro forma attached showing the $90,000 in expenses and a full detail of how they're not making a reasonable return.
Was that provided in 2010?
Well, it's not provided here.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't believe it was provided in 2010 because the apartment hadn't been completed at that time. So what the basis of our argument is essentially that the money has been expended to complete the apartment. And in 2010, when the application was made, I don't think that the money hadn't been expended at that time.
So are you saying that without the rent from this unit, this apartment complex will operate in the negative?
I am saying that without the rent from this unit, it would be unduly burdensome on my client to operate the unit. I think in my papers, I set out the time frame that it would take to recoup on the investment. Obviously, we would recoup on the investment at a better rate if we could actually rent the apartment that was built out. Even as it is, with the amount spent on the apartment, this is the 14th unit, it will still take 8 years to recoup on that investment. Obviously, if the apartment is never rented out, it will take more than 8 years to recover that cost.
Any more questions?
I would just like to state for the record that generally when we're looking at this question of reasonable return, it's not, are you getting a return on some investment that you made without prior authorization? It's, does this change to the property, is it necessary in order for the property to sustain itself?
Absolutely, and we understand that. I mean, I'm standing here hat in hand.
Yeah. No.
There had been a prior approval, obviously took a very long time to get the apartment done, and we're not trying to sugarcoat that.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay, any more questions or comments? No. Hearing none, we will close this portion of the, thank you.
Yes.
We will close this portion of the hearing and have a discussion to see how we want to proceed.
Can we back up? Because I just want to clear something up with the owner. And can you just verify? So the 13th unit, there was a variance in 86, so the 13th unit was approved at that point, and it was determined it was constructed without permits in 61. Then in 2010, second use variance was approved for 2 additional units, which would bring it to 15. Are there a 14th and 15th unit physically in these buildings today?
No.
14 is, right? I don't think
Yes,
15.
the 14th unit is completed,
Uh-huh.
and that is what this application is for.
What about the 15th?
That is not completed, we're not applying for it, it was never begun.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's
the,
what I
so
thought.
the building permit you got and the variance was for 2, but you're saying you only went forward with 1, is that, do I have that understood
Yes.
correctly?
Correct.
Okay, everybody's got that?
Yeah, that's my understanding. Are you going to seek the 15th unit to be completed at any given point in time?
We're trying to take the path of least resistance, so
Gotcha.
I guess it depends on how today goes, but our meetings with the city have indicated that was going to be a very uphill battle.
Oh, gotcha,
That's why we're here just on the one completed.
gotcha.
Should we,
I think it would be prudent to adjourn momentarily to have a discussion with legal counsel.
that's wise.
Okay.
Call the motion, Michael.
May I have a motion to adjourn for a few moments so we may discuss with our legal person? Motion.
Second.
So moved.